If there is something that you're waiting for to come into your life that you feel like is taking way too long, then you're gonna love today's tarot reading. What would it look like if you actually trusted that the universe was conspiring on your behalf? That this time that you're waiting for things to happen is actually time for the universe to kind of get all the pieces together to bring you something better than you could have imagined. If those are questions you're open to exploring, then you'll love today's Trust the Universe Tarot reading. If we haven't met before, my name is Francisca. Welcome to the channel. I am the owner of Breathe, Connect, Thrive, a healing studio here in Houston, Texas, where I help people release pent-up emotions through conscious connected breath work, replenish their mind, body, heart, and soul in restorative yoga, and receive clarification through personal self-discovery tarot readings. I do these sessions both in person and virtually. If you're someone who's been around for a while, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for liking and clicking the notification buttons and supporting me. I really appreciate it. So if you're like me and you're super impatient, super controlling, and also believe that there is a force outside of us that is guiding us and helping us kind of navigate this world. I refer to it as the universe, God, source, all that is, the great creator. I use those words interchangeably. But if you're like me, again, impatient, controlling, want to know what's happening, when it's happening, why it's happening, where it's gonna happen, then you're really gonna love today's video, because I struggle with trusting the universe sometimes. And I shouldn't struggle after all the miraculous synchronicities that I've experienced in my life. And the other day I was reminded how the universe can fulfill things for us, and maybe even things that we forgot about just because they didn't come to fruition right away. And I think that a lot of my manifestations, or a lot of the things that I really want to attract into my life, don't come in right away. And sometimes the things that I do want to attract, and I'm not like really particular about it, or I'm not really discerning about it, those come in and I'm just like, oh, that was probably not what I wanted, and that's why it came so fast. But that's another tangent that I could go on. Maybe I'll do another video about when to follow inspired action and when not to follow inspired action, and how to know the difference. If you're interested in that, leave it in the comments, let me know, and I'll make a video on that. But today's video is a Trust the Universe tarot reading. So this is a monthly reading that I do for every month. However, you can listen to this whenever you feel like you want to lean into trusting the universe and you don't know like kind of where to go and you need some advice on that. I love using tarot as personal self-discovery. I use it a bit for divination, but it's more for, let's see what's going on inside of our soul, and let's see if the cards can help us navigate that inner world that sometimes we have a hard time accessing. So I have 3 readings for you to choose from. As usual, I am using crystals with each of the reading and I'm also using oracle cards too. So for the first reading, I'm using this beautiful milky quartz or snow quartz. This is really great for the crown chakra, for emotional courage, for cleansing, for balance, for purity and focus. So this is the first reading, and I'm also using the Work Your Light Tarot by Chris Ann. And for the first reading, I am using Kyle Gray's Angel Guide Oracle deck. For the second reading, I'm using Sodalite. So this beautiful blue and gray stone is really great for the third eye and the throat chakra. Helps with emotional balance, self-acceptance, intelligence, intuition, clarity, and truth. And so for the second reading, I'm using, again, the Light Seers Tarot deck, but I'm also using the Angels and Ancestors by Kyle Gray. And for the third reading, I'm using rose quartz. I just noticed I have like pin on my fingers. I'm using rose quartz. So rose quartz is a beautiful stone for the heart chakra, really great to help calm emotions, softening resentment, for compassion. It's nurturing stone, very healing, and really great for instilling feelings of love. And for this third reading, I am using the Light Seers Tarot along with the Work Your Light cards by Rebecca Campbell. If you know which reading you'd like to choose, you can go ahead and click on the link in the description box below. But I do recommend listening to all of the readings because sometimes we can apply a reading to one area of our life, and then another reading to a different area of our lives. But also sometimes you get messages in each of the readings that may apply to you in a different way. So I do recommend listening or watching all of the readings. And just a reminder, these are general tarot readings. So if you'd like a personalized tarot reading, click on the link in the description box below and book your in-person or online tarot reading. So getting started with the first reading, we have the Milky or Snow Quartz. This is a beautiful stone for focus, purity, balance, cleansing, tranquility, crown chakra, and for emotional courage. So this reading has 5 cards. For the first 4, I'm using the Light Seers Tarot deck, and then for the final card, I'm using the Oracle deck. So, and I'm reading directly from the guidebook as well for the Oracle. We're asking for guidance from Source on your current energy. How can your focus best serve you? Ooh, I saw that. What, if anything, might be blocking you? How might you take inspired action? And what is the guidance from Source to help you trust the universe? Okay. Let us see what is going on here. Ooh, nice. Okay, I just want to start off with what might be blocking you. It's at the center of the reading, and I didn't do that on purpose, but I think it's really interesting because the way that I have this laid down, the crystal is right in the center of the what's blocking you, and this stone is for the crown chakra, right? And if there was a crown chakra card, it might be the High Priestess, and this is what's blocking you. Intuition. It feels like you might not be following your intuition, or you might be confused about your intuition. That's interesting. Maybe there's inspired action that you feel like you want to take, but you're not sure. And I say that also because your action is the Hermit. And I feel like this is something you probably don't want to hear, especially because your focus is on the 10 of Cups. And then your current energy is on the Queen of Cups. I feel like this could be a relationship reading. There's just a few things that kind of hint at that. Obviously the 10 of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the High Priestess. I feel like these are all like, especially the Queen of Cups and the High Priestess. I feel like this is very much feminine energy. And interestingly enough, in both of these, their eyes are closed. And sometimes we do have to close our eyes to the things that are happening outside of us. And we have to go in. Again, the Hermit going in. And I feel like what's really happening for you if you pick this reading is that, whether this is a relationship or not, is that you have to close your eyes to what isn't happening just yet. There is so much stuff going on behind the scenes that you have no clue about, obviously, maybe why you're frustrated. So if there is something in your life that feels like it's taking a long time to get here, there's so many other things happening in order for this to be an optimal thing. The guidance from the universe is opportunity and change. So I haven't read that card yet, but I think it's a really interesting card to have along with this spread. I feel like if you look at this spread as a progression of what started and how we end, I think that's also really interesting too, because here we have the Queen of Cups, hands up, eyes closed, and she's just like hands off, right? Hands off. Let's get our hands off of what's going on. Let's stop trying to control everything. Let's kind of lean into that feminine energy of being receptive, of allowing things to come, of allowing things to be magnetized to you, of not trying to control everything. And I'm laughing because it's, you know, like I said earlier, it's a little bit difficult for me. To this opportunity and change card, arms open, hands receptive. And so here there's still receptive hands, but she's also got this little bird. Oh, I hadn't noticed that before. She's also got this little bird in her hand too. And that's the, I want to say that's the right hand, and then the left hand is receiving. Really interesting here. So our right side is our masculine side. That is the action oriented side. That's the doing, that's the structure, that's the foundational pieces. That's the fire inside of us. And then the left side is the fluid, the feminine, the flexible, the water side of us, the moon, the darkness. The masculine side is the fire, the sun, right? The light. And so I feel like there is this energy and the shift of energy, and I feel like that may be what the universe, God, source, or spirit is asking you to do, is to allow things to happen and kind of let your hands off. Keep your focus on the thing that you want. You want this happy family. You want this beautiful relationship. You want this feeling of receptivity and reciprocity and just relishing in all of the things. Why all the R words, I don't know. But in relishing all the things that you really want, in really allowing yourself to replenish your heart, replenish your mind, replenish your body, replenish your soul. If the block is your intuition, there could be this feeling that you're not sure if your intuition is on point. Is that what they're saying? Or you're not sure which way to go? Or both? They're saying both. It's like you're taking a few steps into this feminine energy, allowing yourself. And by the way, if you're a male and watching this, know that feminine energy, I mean, in that sense of flexibility, fluidity, like allowing things to come versus forcing them to come. And being a little bit more receptive and fluid and just kind of not being on a schedule, but not being on your schedule, but allowing the universe to kind of let the schedule present itself to you. And so I feel like what could be happening here, they really wanted me to clarify that for some reason. That's really interesting. But I feel like what's happening here for you is that, like, they're showing me this picture of like kind of stepping a foot in and then going back and then stepping 3 steps and then like getting stuck, and then you're like, no, I need to go this way. And so it's almost like you're going in a circle with the things that you want, because you're allowing your intuition to lead you at sometimes, and then you're like, yes, this is the right way, and then you're stopping and you're like, wait, am I going the right way? And so there's like this back and forth, this push and pull, but it's more like a circular energy, and you keep ending up at, it feels like the same spot. And they wanted me to put that in quotation marks, like the same spot, but you're actually not in the same spot. You're actually moving a little bit further. So if you're going in a circle, it's almost like a spiral. You're starting in and going out, starting in and going out, and you're kind of spiraling up a little bit is what they're showing me. Like it's like almost like driving over a mountain. Yeah, like so it's like almost driving over a mountain, and you get to these really rocky parts and you're like, no, I need to go back, but you're actually going in a different direction. And so probably the mountain too, because of the Hermit. And so here she's gone up this mountain. I didn't realize that until I looked down. Okay, source knows what's going on here. So I feel like what this is taking you to is a new perspective so that you can really get clear on what it is that you want. Not that you don't already know. You do know what you want. However, there are some details that you quite haven't worked out yet. It's almost like giving you space to prepare for this new opportunity and change that is coming along. So I'm going to read directly from the guidebook here, and let's see what this says for you and what is the guidance from source for you. So if I wasn't clear, the action is to allow yourself to have a different perspective to come through. Let's see, opportunity and change. Okay, so as one door closes, another one opens. This is a time for change. Your angels are drawing close to you to support you in making changes that you need to attract opportunities and abundance. You may have experienced resistance recently or felt stuck, but the new beginning you are seeking is unfolding now. If you're hesitating over a decision or wondering what to do about a particular project, your angels are encouraging you to go with the new. Change might bring a sense of vulnerability or present you with the unknown, but it will allow you to make a deeper connection to your feelings and your gifts and what's important to you. Ooh, your guardian angels waiting for you through the doorway of opportunity that is being offered to you now. Okay, and then this also has an extended message which says, you are in a time of change and opportunity. Whether this involves a new role, career, opportunity, relationship, child, or project, know that it is blessed by God and angels. This is an exciting time. And if you have apprehension, know that this card is reassuring you that you are being supported by the divine. If you ask your angels to lead the way, they will be guided by signs. If you ask angels to lead the way, you will be guided by signs, intuition, and instinct. Move forward and fearlessly, as this is a blessed time for you. Okay, I love what it said towards that second to the last sentence. If you ask angels to lead the way, you'll be guided by signs, intuitions, and instincts. I feel like you've been trying to do this all on your own. I feel like, oh, I just got the chills up both sides when I said that. They're really, oh my gosh, this feels really good to say. So I feel like, oh my God, I'm getting so emotional. I feel like you have been trying to do it all alone. Like you've been asking for help from the universe, but you haven't really done it in a way that you've kind of let the control fully over. This feels really important for you, and it is pivotal. To allow those things to happen takes a lot of faith and courage to let yourself be led. And they're saying you've done it before in a different way. And this is no different. Nothing is too big or too small for the universe. You will get that thing that you want, and it's just going to be so much better than what you imagined. And you'll see why the wait happened. You'll see and you'll understand why it didn't happen at the time that you wanted it, because something way better was coming for you. So that is the reading for the Milky Snow Quartz. If you enjoyed this reading and you're like, this really resonated, I want to go a little bit deeper and I want to get a personalized reading, click on the link in the description box below to book your tarot reading. Next, we have the Sodalite reading. This is a beautiful blue and gray stone, really great for the throat chakra, for truth, for clarity, intuition, intelligence, self-acceptance, and emotional balance. First 4 cards of this reading, I am using the Light Seers Tarot deck. And for the guidance from the universe on how to trust the universe, I'm using Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors. So let's see what your message is if you chose this reading, or what your message is for a different part of your life if you're watching this reading from the first reading. So we have asking source for your highest good. What is your current energy? How can your focus best serve you? If there is something blocking you, what is it? And what is the inspired action to take? And what is the guidance from source? Let's see what we have here. Ooh, interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. All right. We have a couple of wands, some pentacles. We have a couple of wands, a pentacle, and cups. So, and it's really interesting because we have 3 court cards. So 3 court cards. This might mean that there is an influx or an influence of people or personalities or traits coming into your life of, really interesting. Some fast movement in your life in regards to things that you're passionate about, in regards to your emotions or relationships. I feel like this is what you're passionate about, and what you're passionate about could be a relationship too. But I feel like your block right now is not feeling grounded enough, not feeling stable enough, not feeling secure enough in the things that you're planting seeds for, not feeling like you have that stability and security that you need. This could be money. This could be in your career. It feels like this could be about money or the home, money and home. Maybe they're connected to career stuff too. But this is what it feels like the block is. If you're feeling like money is tight, if you're feeling like you don't know where the money is going to come from, if you're feeling like you don't know like what's going to happen in your home for things to be stable and secure, know that you can grow within your current situation. This is the guidance from Source. I haven't read this yet. Sometimes, especially because she's planting something, she's planted herself down here. Sometimes, not sometimes, when our needs are not being met, like our physical needs, our material needs are not being met, it's really hard to allow yourself to feel like you actually have a choice. Two of Wands, making a choice, right? And this is your focus. So it might feel like you're stuck between a choice. And the more I think about it, the more I feel into it, like the home, where you will live, how you will live. Ooh, how you will live. Interesting. Okay, so your current energy is on the Knight of Wands. So this is moving really fast in a passionate way, maybe a little bit hastily, maybe a little bit like, you know, jumping headfirst into things. But it feels like, again, that there's this feeling of, if you watch the first reading, there is this feeling of back and forthness, like not being sure of where to go. But it looks like whatever choice you make, you can't choose wrong, even though sometimes it does feel like we can make a choice that isn't in our best interest. I feel like wherever you're at, you can still grow. Wherever you're at, wherever you plant your wand is a place where you can still kind of receive more opportunities. Opportunities are always available, and money and finances are, there's a flow to it. There's a flow to it. Just as we breathe in and we exhale out, the money will always flow. What happens sometimes is we can block the money from flowing because we feel like we're stuck and we feel like we don't have a choice. That is not true. Source is saying that you have a choice. You actually have many choices. And that could be one of the problems, is that you're not sure which direction to go. Like, do you choose creating a home? Do you choose creating a family? Do you choose this move towards having a family and leaving the past behind? Either way, you're leaving the past behind. It doesn't matter where you go or what you do, the past is behind you. And I know it sounds really simple to say, but the truth is that sometimes we feel like we're stuck in the past. So I feel like this is a reclamation of who you are as a person and calling all parts of you back to yourself. It feels like there's parts of you like everywhere. And this could be one of the reasons that this is your block, trying to plant the seeds of where you're going to be. And that can be really challenging too. It's like, if I have this choice to move, then why would I start doing these things here in this place that I kind of either don't want to be, or I know I'm going to leave. But what Source is saying, especially with your inspired action, is don't delay your happiness. Don't delay your happiness. Your happiness is happening now, if you can allow it. Sometimes we don't allow our happiness, or don't allow ourselves to be happy in the moment, because we're waiting for the thing. We're waiting for the thing to come. But this is your action. Your inspired action is to wear your heart on your sleeve, to be happy now. To romanticize your life now, to romanticize the little things. Now, If you're having issues with money, I know it can be really hard to do that, but there are ways to savor what you have in this moment. There are ways to say, in this moment, I'm okay. And even if this is like family stuff that's happening, like your family life is unstable. In this moment, I'm okay. What might you do to give yourself a little bit of peace of mind, a piece of emotions, a piece in your emotions? What might you do how can you find the joy and the laughter and the miracles? This morning when I was walking, Mr. Rocky Lobster, I was like, let me find some miracles to appreciate. And then the thought came to me, is like, let me find miracles that aren't here. And the truth is that there are so many miracles, and sometimes we forget how miraculous things really are. So allow yourself to really find the miracles in life so that you can grow within your situation. So grow within your situation is the guidance from Source. Let me go ahead and read that for you. All right, wise one, grow within your situation. So the message is knuckle down, be reliable and committed, be open to wisdom and insights from your elders. The wise one represents the wisest aspect of the goddess, the crone. In paganism and modern Wicca, the crone is the fiercest, most psychic, and most aware aspect of goddess because she has been through many of life's challenges and overcome many setbacks. On this card, the raven in her hands represents the capacity to overcome the darker times and to be reborn again and again. So she helps you tap into wisdom to overcome whatever life throws at you. Wisdom being the information stored in your soul rather than the knowledge acquired in this lifetime, and to learn from experience of your elders. The extended message says, the wisdom of the wise one is based on something that the younger generation is lacking: commitment and reliability. When this card appears, you're being guided to continue working on your growth and expansion within your current situation. Be committed to your tasks and projects. It can be easy to get bored or overwhelmed, but persevere. You're being reminded of how it feels to be let down and experience unreliability, and that is not who you were born to be. So keep working on what you're working on because it's going to be extremely beneficial for you in the long run. Okay, I love this because I feel like it kind of echoes what I've already said. And growing within your current situation, knowing that this unreliability that you're feeling, this feeling of not feeling grounded, that's not who you are. Growing within your current situation means finding things that you can appreciate in the meantime and not having to delay gratification, not having to delay your happiness. Now, this doesn't mean that you go out and you do things that are irresponsible. This means that you take what you have and you use it in a way that helps you romanticize your life. Again, we miss so much when we're looking for the other stuff. If we can focus on the here and now, if we can focus on what is going on right here, right now in this moment, when we have so much overwhelm and stress, I'm not saying to ignore the problems. I'm just saying that sometimes there are some things that you cannot take care of. You cannot control. So focus on the things that you can control. By focusing on the things that you can control, by appreciating the things that you do have, it actually gives you more space to find more things to appreciate. Our minds are wired to find things that we ask it to focus on. So if we're focused on gratitude, we're going to find more things to be grateful for. If we're focused on appreciation, we're going to find more things to appreciate. This isn't to say that everything is going to change in a day. It's probably not. I'd be lying to you if I said it was. But what it does mean is that you can allow yourself to choose. Do you want to keep doing what you've been doing before? Do you want to move forward and find something new? It's okay if you want to keep doing what you've been doing before. Maybe there's a different take that you can, maybe there's a different spin that you can take on that. But your current energy is on this beautiful Knight of Wands to allow that fire inside of yourself. You know, you always have agency. You could always take your power back. Taking your power back means allowing yourself to recognize that you are the igniter, that you are the fire, you are the kindling, you are the director of your life. And I know it's really hard to hear when you have so much shit going on that is beyond your control. But by focusing on the things that you can control, by looking for the miracles, and by expecting the miracles come to you. So allow yourself to grow within your current situation. So if you're like, I don't even know how to romanticize my life, I don't even know like how I want to feel, like what makes me feel better, then you'll want to download the Core Desire Feelings workbook. There is a link in the description box below. This workbook is really great. You'll want to watch the video that I'll link up here somewhere, and really helps you to kind of define like how you want to feel, because once you define how you want to feel, that can actually also help you make decisions based on how you want to feel in life versus what you want to do. So click on the link in the description box below to download that workbook. It is free. It has helped me tremendously. Figuring out my core desired feelings has helped me tremendously. Like, it has helped me do so many things, and I know that it'll help you too. Moving on to our next reading, we are using rose quartz, beautiful stone, to help the heart chakra. Really great for feelings of love and healing and nurturing, compassion, and calming emotions, but also really good for softening resentment. For the first 4 cards, we are using the Light Seers Tarot deck from Chris Ann, and we are asking for guidance from the universe on how to trust the universe. First card is, what is your current energy? Second card, how can your focus best serve you? If there's anything that's blocking you, what might that be? How can you take action, inspired action? And what is the guidance from Source using Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light Oracle deck? Guidance from Source. Okay, let's see what we have here. Ooh, okay. Okay, I see. This is beautiful because I love that the first card is all about choices, like not knowing what to choose. And then the guidance from Source is the Pleiades. Sorry, this deck is beautiful and I love it. However, it is a little bit out of my wheelhouse of, you know, with light seers and light workers and Pleiadians and all of these star seeds and things like that. I do feel like this is a really beautiful deck, and it has really encouraging messages. But it's funny because, like, trying to figure out what to do, and then it says double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. I believe that I got this card a couple of years ago when I was thinking about quitting my full-time job, and I was just like, fuck, I don't know what to do. I need some advice. And I don't know if it was this card that I got, but I feel like it was. And I feel like this is going to be really helpful in your decision making right now, your current energy. Like, you're like, what do I choose? You know, kind of like trying to figure it out. Like, if I make this choice, you know, what will happen? But I also feel like this is maybe also not paying attention to the logical part of it. It's like the things that you want, but also not looking at what you might need, and also maybe not looking at all the things that could happen if you choose that thing. And so that could cause decision fatigue, because you do have so many choices. I feel like one of the biggest things is to narrow it down for you, and really listen to your gut when it comes to that. This is your focus, to really allow yourself to listen to your solar plexus chakra. Because sometimes when we go with our heart and we don't listen to our gut, we can feel this pull of energy, and I feel like that might be happening for you, especially because the block is the Four of Wands. This feeling of celebration, having like this happy, stable, secure place to celebrate, and also something to celebrate too. So it feels like there is something going on there with your inspired action. We have the Five of Swords. Don't let the past hurts affect your future growth. Give yourself permission to grow. Regardless of whether someone did something to you, you had something taken away from you, or you took something away from someone else, or you possibly even crossed your own boundaries, don't let that be the reason that you don't allow yourself to grow in the way that you want to grow. It's time to forgive yourself, and it's time to forgive people who have hurt you. Now, forgiveness of people who have hurt you doesn't mean that what they did was right. It just means that you're done carrying it. It just means that you owe it to yourself to let it go. By letting go of past hurts, by letting go of past actions and behaviors, it's not that you're condoning it, it's that you are releasing it so it doesn't hold energetic space in your body. When someone does something to us, when we do things to ourselves, and we're harboring this resentment, it can really feel like we have to defend ourselves. This could also be the other meaning of this card, is that you feel like you have to defend yourself. You feel like you're being caught off guard, and you're trying to make these choices on how to move forward, but then now you have to defend yourself. So that, that's that energy here. There's a lot of push-pull here today with these readings, but I feel like what is really going on for you is that there's this feeling of internal angst and not knowing where to choose and not choosing. They're saying, pick one direction and start walking that way. You'll know really quickly if it's not the right direction for you. And if it doesn't feel good, you'll know even more that this isn't the right way. There may have been a big event that didn't go the way that you wanted it to. No, now they're saying it could be the reason. Maybe an event happened where it didn't turn out the way that it could have. But just because it didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to doesn't mean it would have come out better. They're saying that that's arguing with what actually happened. What happened has happened. It's not up to you to go back in the past and fix it, whether it was something at your hands or something at someone else's hands. Just because it happened that way doesn't mean that it could have happened better had it happened differently. You have what you have, and now it's time to single down your choices. Now it's time to fine-tune your choices. Now it's time to blossom in a different way and stop allowing this event that happened that feels like it was dishonest, that feels like there was treachery involved, that feels like there was dishonesty involved. Let that be what it is. Like, it is what it is. Whether you trusted someone that you feel like you didn't need to trust, whether someone hurt you, whether you hurt yourself, whether you allowed these choices, these kind of like maybe even building something up that wasn't actually what it was. That doesn't mean that underneath it, some healing didn't need to happen for you. Oh, they're saying the healing might have needed to come because of the thing that happened. It might have been to make you more resilient. And that's not to gaslight you and say that, it had to happen. But what it is saying is that sometimes we do need that resiliency in order to choose, in order to trust our gut, in order to feel like we have something to celebrate, and in order to not do to others what has been done to us, but allow people to be who they are and allow ourselves to be who we are and give ourselves grace. because that is part of being compassionate towards yourself. Sometimes we forget that we deserve grace too. Sometimes we forget that everyone is doing the best that they can and you do deserve better. Both can be true. So let's see what this card has to say and how this ties into your reading. What a beautiful card. Pleiades. I thought it was Pleiadians. Pleiades, a double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. So let me read from the guidebook for you here. So if you're wondering why I'm reading from the guidebook, this is my deal with Oracle. I do read directly from the guidebook and then let my intuition kind of work with the message in the guidebook. So, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. The Pleiadians are a group of star beings dedicated to raising the vibration of the planet and sharing new consciousness through creations and technology. They have been incarnating on Earth since the beginning of humanity. You are a soul who has a double mission: to grow at a soul level and to raise the vibration of the planet. If you have been called to write, speak, or channel, this is your sign to keep doing it. You are divinely guided. Of all the souls, Pleiadians are the chattiest, and so perhaps you have already started channeling some of your work in the third dimension. Thank you for doing your part in the great plan. Your presence is unique and your light is needed. So this has a work your light transmission, and if you'd like to, you can hold your hands over your heart and repeat this message. I call upon Pleiadian consciousness of the highest realms and the highest good of humanity to work through me. Let me be a channel for only the purest light and the essence of source. Let me be a channel in the way that also serves me. Okay, so I feel like this ties in really nicely with kind of what I said earlier about letting people do what they do and forgiving yourself and forgiving them. Forgive yourself for crossing whatever boundaries you crossed for yourself. Forgive yourself for whatever it is that you need to forgive yourself for trusting people or trusting an event that you felt like was going to go right or wrong, for trusting that, or putting all your eggs in one basket, they're saying. Forgive yourself for those things, but also forgive other people too. Sometimes we forget what's underneath that and we just don't realize that there's so many layers to forgiveness. And the most important thing is that you allow yourself to forgive, because it's just energy that you're holding on to. What else could you be doing with that energy? What new celebrations could be happening in your life? What other things are taking the place of this energy? Let the energy go. No need to defend yourself. Just stand true. Really learn to lean into your gut. Learn to lean into what feels right to you. And once you do that, you're able to make a choice. You're able to kind of pin down and narrow down things. And if you're like, I don't know how to narrow things down, I don't even know what it is that I want, then you'll want to join the Chakra Balancing Breathwork Journey. This is a one-on-one exclusive program where I take you through 11 sessions. It takes about 3 to 6 months to complete, depending on how you schedule your sessions. But usually for the first 4 weeks, we're meeting on a weekly basis, and then we move to bi-weekly or every 3 weeks or maybe even once a month, which is why it could take up to 6 months to complete this. We're working through all of the chakras, all of the sanskaras, but we're also working through your limiting beliefs, your core desired feelings, also future visioning and planting seeds for things that you want to bring into your life to really help you up-level your life, to really help you unleash your full potential. This is an investment of your time and your money. There is homework for you to do. And these are 2-hour sessions. We'll do a mix of coaching and breath work and tarot and Reiki and possibly even restorative yoga and aromatherapy and crystal therapy. And this is personalized to your unique circumstances. This is personalized to your unique situation. And so this isn't a cookie cutter thing. I do have a framework, but what I find is that sometimes we might stray away from some of this. We might need to move like the intuition part maybe earlier on. Maybe we need to move the compassion and heart chakra stuff a little bit to the beginning. We may not go in order, but I do have an order listed on the website of like what you can expect. But it is an investment of time and money, and I don't want to waste your time. I also don't want to waste your money. And so if you feel like this is something that you want to do, you can click on the link in the description box below and fill out an application and book your discovery call. So I hope these readings resonated for you. If they did, be sure to leave me a comment and let me know, because I do love hearing from you. And if you're like, I really still need to know how to trust the universe, then you'll want to watch this playlist here. That's it for now. See you next time. Bye.